What up, everybody? I got some Force-related news today. Something that could also tie into Book 2 Ghost as well. Possibly something that could even connect the two shows. And that is Joseph Sikora recently confirmed via IG that Auntie Delores will be in Force Season 3. I wanted to say that she'd be making her return, but since we have the final season of Book 2 coming out before that, and part of the description says that Tariq will have to reconcile his past. So because she is confirmed to be on Force Season 3, I wouldn't be surprised to also see her in Book 2 Ghost first. But this was confirmed on IG when the actress who played Dolores, Debbie Mazur, commented on Joseph Sikora's post telling him congratulations, when a fan replied, "Wish you were on Force." And Joseph Sikora replied to that, Season 3. So there you have it, confirmation that Dolores is returning to the Power Universe soon. And a lot of us have seen the writing on the wall going all the way back to episode 613 of Power titled, It's All Your Fault. This was the episode where Debbie Mazur guest starred as Dolores, and I think it was the only episode that she was actually in, to be honest. But the big question is, does this also mean that Joe Proctor's daughter, Elisa Marie, will also be returning? And Dolores' uncle, Carlo, who is the head of the Savello mob. Episode 613 was the episode we got to see from Tommy's perspective. And we got very few scenes with the normal cast Tariq, Tasha, and Ghost. The storyline for this episode was more focused around Elisa Marie and her family, as Tommy was on a mission to retrieve the recording of him confessing to killing Lobos and killing Ruiz. And when Tommy was on his way out of town, he stopped by one final time to get this recording. And this scene foreshadowed that we haven't heard the last of the Italian Mafia. Elisa Marie told Tommy, "I know you killed my dad. You won't say it, but I know." Tommy didn't admit to killing Joe Proctor, but he went on to say, "If you want to come see me about it someday, I'll understand." Then before walking away, he looked at Elisa Marie and told her that he would see her around. And the whole reason Tommy had to leave to go to Cali in the first place wasn't because he was wanted. That wasn't until later on when Tasha pinned Ghost's murder on him. Tommy left town because, like he told Kate, New York's not safe for me no more. I did some shit that I can never take back. And that is killing a made man, a capo, Benny Savello, and to make things worse, he also killed his cousin, Joe Proctor. And they pretty much knew that Benny was dead, but because Tommy got rid of him, they might have still been holding out hope that he was alive. But once he didn't come back for some time, they will know for sure what happened. And it wasn't just Elisa Marie who figured things out, it was also Carlo and Dolores. Dolores figured out Tommy killed Joe when she set up the meeting with Tariq, and she also figured out that Tariq helped him do it, and went as far to say he planned it with Tommy. So Dolores was giving Tariq even more blame for this than he really deserved. But at this time, Elisa Marie still thought that Tariq was her friend, and Tariq even went as far as to follow them home from the diner they met up at, and that's how Tommy got their address in the first place. Then Tommy sold Tariq out to Elisa Marie when she said, "Wait, you know Tariq?" He straight up told her, "How do you think I found you?" This was after Tariq told them both at the diner that he didn't know who Tommy was. So like Dolores, Elisa Marie not only knows Tariq was involved, but she probably also thinks he was more involved than he really was. And because of this is why I think we could see the Savello mob return on Book 2 before they return on Force. Then Carlo also figured out that Tommy killed Joe and Benny when Tommy left a message for Dolores and Vincent was standing right there. And Carlo told Vincent this was all his fault for letting Teresi and his bastard son get too close. Then demanded that Vincent bring him Tommy Egan immediately or die trying. And Vincent died trying because when Tariq snaked Tommy out to Vincent, Tommy wiped out Vincent, his underboss, and a few of his soldiers. So we could possibly see Tariq snake Tommy again, letting the Savellos know that Tommy is alive in Chicago if they find him looking for revenge as an attempt to save himself. But I personally think that Tariq has grown up enough not to snake Tommy again. So I think the Savellos are going to find out that Tommy is alive through Miguel Garcia. Early in season 2, Miguel's soldier Nasty told Tommy something about Julio's boy or cousin, something like that, and he said what's up. And we later found out that Miguel had been doing his homework on Tommy about his history back in New York. So we know word on the streets is that Tommy is alive and living in Chicago. Because most people knew Tommy was dead after he faked his death at the end of Ghost Season 1. This includes the Savellos. They felt like justice was served and they could move on with their life because the man who killed Benny and Joe was dead. So once word gets back to them, that will be another enemy who wants Tommy dead. Italian Mafia could also be on the screen in Season 3 to replace the Serbs who Tommy took off the board in Season 2. When Miguel first did his homework on Tommy, anything negative like potential enemies, he wouldn't use to his advantage against Tommy because Tommy was working for him and making him more money than he had ever made in his life. But now that Miguel is an enemy, anything he found out, he could use against Tommy. And especially adding the fact that CBI and the Insane Prince gang that Miguel's the leader of is supposed to be at peace because they both have the same plug, El Che, and he doesn't want a war. Because of that, Miguel could potentially turn to the Savellos and the Italian Mafia to do his dirty work for him. And something else in regards to Dolores that we learned from the episode that she was in is that she has 2 older brothers other than Benny. She told Elisa Marie that she was the youngest of 4 and the only girl. So I don't know if her other brothers are still alive. I'm guessing they are. And they will also be with her, looking to get revenge for Tommy killing their brother and their cousin. Keep it in mind it was Ghost who sent Benny after Tommy in the first place, after he told Benny that Tommy killed Joe. Then something very interesting that took place in this episode was Elisa Marie trying to figure out who was Ghost after she heard that recording. So she went on to ask Kay if anybody ever called Mr. St. Patrick Ghost. Then when Tommy called James Ghost to pause, when Elisa Marie was in the other room hiding, it showed her like she had figured it out. But for what purpose was this if Ghost was just going to end up being killed? And when Kate was with Elisa Marie, she told Tommy that Elisa Marie was the same age as Cash. And when she was riding around with Tommy, she went on to ask who Cash was and asked Tommy if he bought that ring for Cash's mom. And because Elisa Marie knows about Cash, could we see the Mafia targeting Cash as a way to get to Tommy? Could we even see Elisa Marie kill Cash as a way to get revenge against Tommy for killing her dad? Or she could even target Kate because she knows Kate as well. Like 50 Cent said in the song, spray your mama crib and let your ass look for me. So Elisa Marie, knowing Tommy killed her dad and Tariq helped, then lied to her about it. She also knows Tommy cares about a kid her age named Cash, whose mother's name was Lakeisha. She knows Tommy's mother, Kate, and she knows Mr. St. Patrick is Ghost. All information that could play a key role in the storyline moving forward. And in addition to Dolores and Elisa Marie being featured on episode 613, keep in mind who Tommy was in contact throughout the episode. None other than 2-Bit. And the final thing he said to 2-Bit was they were good. So was Power episode 613 laying the breadcrumbs for what we could see later down the road on Force? And could we also see 2-Bit in Force Season 3 as well? There you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.